Hi everyone. Bess McCarty, Victoria, Kansas, coming to you for the Ask Bess show here every Saturday and Sunday at noon Eastern Time. Today the topic is, do you remember your dreams? This can be a good topic right now because people have time. We have time right now, don't we? Many people have a little more time to do a little introspection, a little personal growth, and even consider, do I dream? What's the purpose of my dreams? Why would I want to remember my dreams? What do they mean? All of these things. So I'd like to talk about that today. This is the first time I've done this on the Ask Bess show. Welcome, Shamala. How are you? And welcome, Anne. How are you? Gosh, follow Shamala. Follow Anne. Anne is a TED speaker and a brilliant and wonderful, funny, loving lady. Shamala also very spiritual, progressive, kind, loving lady. And Deborah is on here. Gosh, you guys follow these people. They're just incredible people. Three of them are students in our school, the MLM Millionaire Academy, Generic School for Network Marketers. Deborah's from Atlanta. I would like to hear where you're watching from, you guys. And if you're watching the replay, please type in replay because I'd like to thank you for watching. And if you know people who could use this topic, I would welcome inviting them, tag them, invite them, share them, tag, replay this in a Facebook group right now, share this in a Facebook group that might get benefit from this too. So dreams, what good are they? Dreams can be for, they have helped me for many, many years. I do have a dream journal that I write down my dreams every day when I wake up. Now, I only remember some of them. I only wake up and retained some of where I just was. But before I hop out of bed, my first thing that I do when I wake up is to say, now, where was I just now? And try to grasp some fleeting memory or feeling of where I just was. Sometimes it's an image or a person or a place or just something very vague. And I just write that down, whatever I can remember that I might be able to retain. And sometimes if I lay there for a few minutes, don't go look at my phone, don't go look at the news, don't go hop up so fast, but just lay there for a moment and just be with that delicious transitional state from where we just were to our waking state. In between that is a half aware, sort of a twilight state where sometimes we can reach back and grasp and retain a little bit of another part of ourselves, another part of our life, another part of our subconscious that is somewhere else. And welcome, Mr. Roeder. How are you? Glad to see everybody here. So, dreams, some people say, well, that's just imagination. But I happen to believe that it's another part of my psyche, myself, my higher self that exists and lives and has experiences on another level other than this waking one. And if you've seen the movie Avatar, you might relate to that, right? They lay down, they leave their body, and they go somewhere else and have other adventures. That's what I think that I do every night. I may not remember all of it, but I believe that I still travel somewhere, soul travels somewhere. I still have adventures, that a part of me still exists and lives and learns and has experiences on other planes. Even though I may not retain it or remember it, that I believe that every night I do this probably most of my sleeping time. And that's a lot of my life. That's many hours every day that I'm somewhere else exploring. So I wonder what this is. I wonder if I can retain it and bring it back. Welcome, Rocky. Glad to see you. Because dreams help with these things. They can give insight, ideas, answer, comfort, adventure, learning. They can even foretell the future, give us advice about things. And I'm going to go into some stories and some examples of all these things in just a minute from my own personal experience. And I'd love if you guys share that too. Do you dream? Do you remember your dreams? How do you remember them? What role have dreams played in your life? So I'd love you guys to share that below or share with other friends while I invite some friends too. And this helps to spread the good, let other people know. So I'm going to invite friends while I tell a little bit about my background. Bess McCarty coach for business and life, holistic health practitioner, body-mind therapist, all this for over 30 years. And a spiritual student and teacher. I am a minister, Reiki master, mother, grandmother, speaker, author, interviewed on radio shows. I've got some books in progress and some films in progress, you guys. Going to be fun coming up. So for over 30 years, I have been a body-mind therapist helping people to overcome fears and negative beliefs and live a better life. I used to be a full-time network marketer for years. When my company went out of business, they helped me raise my son as a single mom, by the way. When my company went out of business, I went into the body-mind field and helped people. And then I brought this back to network marketers as a generic coach for network marketers, a dedicated generic coach, and run a school for the last 10 years, the MLM Millionaire Academy, which now includes Jeffrey David Gamble and Brandy Pember. So love teaching, love coaching. In fact, I've taught at Body Mind College for 15 years as a head instructor there, teaching and essentially training counselors and coaches there for 15 years. So that's my background. Neuromuscular therapist, inner child therapist, quite a lot of things under my belt, quite a lot of things that I do and have areas I worked in. So welcome Valerie, and welcome Debbie, and welcome Jim Bailey. Okay, so we're talking about dreams today, and would definitely love to hear you guys' insight about dreams, questions about them, tips, comments as we go here. Because welcome Lisa, glad to see everybody. Oh boy, what a nice family. Best people are on here. Love you guys. Thank you. If you're looking to know good people on Facebook, look to each other here. Jim says, great to be alive. Jim is a beekeeper and a bee man. Follow him. Save the bees. So dreams have, why remember our dreams? I've had dreams that I mentioned they could be about insight, ideas, answers, comfort, adventure, learning, seeing the future, prophecy, and even for advice. I've had dreams with loved ones who have passed on. I've regularly still have dreams with my mother who has passed on 8 years ago, but I still have dreams with her. And I don't believe that she is dead. Her body has dead. She has left her body, but the essence of her definitely still goes on, and I still have dreams with her. Yes, it could represent the maternal part of myself, or it could represent something else, but sometimes it feels like they really were dreams with her. Had dreams with my little dog who passed away a year ago. I've had about 5 dreams with Charlie. Thank goodness, because they satisfy me. I miss him and they satisfy me and they give me a connection. When I wake up, I feel the presence of that person that I had a dream with. It's very satisfying and very fulfilling, and it feels very real. So if I miss someone, I might say, can I have a dream with you? And sometimes I do, often that night at will by request, and sometimes it comes later down the road, or sometimes it might come from a different angle or direction than I think. But I ask, because sometimes I get it, you guys. Yeah, I ask, can I have a dream with you? Can I have a dream about this? Can I have, I'm stuck in this place in my life. Can I have a dream to understand that? Like one time Charlie was sick, and I didn't know why. It's like never in his 15 years has he been sick. But this one time he was, because I used to feed him a really good raw primal diet for dogs, and I follow the primal diet myself. But one time he was sick. I thought, this is really weird, Before I took him to the vet, I just said, well, let me see if I can figure this out. So I asked for a dream. Can I have a dream to help me to know what's wrong with my beloved pet, my little dog? And that night, I had a dream that I was back in my mom's house in her garage. Now, I went out to the garage, and there on the floor of the garage was a baby, which symbolized to me my baby Charlie. And that baby reached for like a little yellow pill on the floor and ate it. So I thought, well, this is like eating medication, like a little tiny yellow pill, like a little medication. And I don't know why my mom's garage, but that's where it was. I don't quite get that connection yet. But what I interpreted that to mean was that when maybe we were out on a walk, there was somebody who dropped a pill, and Charlie, I didn't see him perhaps, but perhaps he's sniffing around the grass or the sidewalk, and he lapped up this pill. And so I started looking up the side effects of medication in dogs, and yes, those were some of the side effects. And what could counteract the effect of medication? It said charcoal. I had some in my medicine cabinet. So first I had to look up and see, well, can dogs take charcoal? And then I looked in the vet websites, and they said, absolutely, this is one of the non-toxic main ways that veterinarians help dogs who have ingested some toxic material is charcoal. So I gave him that charcoal mixed with food. A few hours he was better. Gave him a few hours later some more, and he was better. And that was it. I'm convinced now that that dream gave me the answer of what was wrong with my dog. It might have, maybe the vet would have found it, maybe he wouldn't, and maybe it would have been $500 worth of tests later and invasive procedures. I don't know. But how fortunate I am. I'm glad that I asked, and how fortunate I am that I got this answer in a dream, which I had to interpret. Welcome, Thomas. Glad to see you. Now, dreams are not always straightforward, right? I didn't have a dream of Charlie eating a medication off the sidewalk. I don't know why. That could have come that way. But most of the time, dreams comes in symbols and disguised, because there may be a truth that it's trying to get through to us, but it knows that our conscious mind is too blocked or too stilted or too limited to be able to receive the truth. So it cloaks the truth from us, because a lot of times if we saw the truth, we might be shocked, right? We might resist it. We might deny it and say, oh, that's just a dream or something. So what our dream does is called the dream censor. It takes the truth and it cloaks it in symbols to make it easier to digest or more readily, so it doesn't scare us, so it doesn't shock us, or maybe so we can accept that insight better. So what we have to do is we have to interpret or unlock and understand. We have to interpret that dream. And there isn't, in my experience and knowledge, there is not any book that can do that for you. There is not one book of dream interpretation that can give you the answer to your symbols, because we individually assign symbols. Like for me, Charlie was my baby, right? And for some people, universally, water might mean emotions, but maybe it means something different for me in my dreams, because maybe I've assigned fear to water, or success, or flexibility or fluidity or something like that to water. So a book cannot often give you your own individual assignment of symbols in a dream, but you can keep a dream journal and say, when I dream of water, I felt this or this, or water to me means this or this, and then keep a journal of your dreams. I find that sometimes something might happen in my life. I might have a dream, then like a month or even years later, something might happen that I go back and read that, oh, that's what that dream was about, but I might not right away. So I keep a journal, and every day before I'm completely awake, I say, where was I just now, and see what I can capture and write down in my dream journal. Now, it's only a small percentage of the time that I wake up that I remember what my dreams were, and everybody's different. Some people dream all night every night and remember them. Some people don't. Sometimes I dream so much I don't know if I could write all that stuff down or not. But often I can, and never like how my hair looks on video. But often I can remember something, even if it's just a feeling, even if it's just a feeling of joy or a sense that I was with someone. Was it my friend? Was it really my friend? Or there a symbol of something in my dreams? Sometimes I'm with people that it seems like I know there, but I don't know here. But even if it's just a feeling, you can write that down. Just grab and write down whatever that you do retain, even if it's just a feeling of joy or a feeling of dread or fear, anything that you wake up with, because it could be a message from your subconscious to you. Remember, the dreams are how we get in touch with our subconscious, and that's what's really, really going on underneath the things. underneath everything, underneath our conscious self, is our subconscious. 3 ways that I know to get in touch with the subconscious and the messages that it might be giving you about what you're feeling and needing. And that is by paying attention to your emotions and to your body, like a gut level feeling about something, or there can be different body mind symbols of that your body could be speaking. But a 3rd way is dreams, watching and recording your dreams. Dreams of insight into things. I can give an example of that. One time I was at this party in San Diego. It was up these windy hills, and on the way up to the party, there was a tow truck pulling a car over back from the edge of this like a cliff type hill that the car had gone over. And you could see the tracks where that car went off the road, landed, and then a tow truck had to come and pull it back onto the main road. Went up to the party. It took maybe an hour delay of watching all this while the traffic was blocked and everything. And that night I had a dream that I was on that road again, that I was driving this time past that point, but I looked too long at the tracks that went off the road. And when I did, I went off the road. Only it wasn't just a little hill, it was a huge drop, like, half a mile down or something like that, and I knew I was going to die. And my message in that dream was, don't look too far at where other people get off track, that I get off track. In other words, don't judge, don't look at other people's journeys or mistakes. Stay focused on the road, stay focused on my own journey. So that was my own message, that maybe my subconscious, I think, was trying to give me that message to stay focused on your own life, Bess, your own journey. Stay on your own path. Mind your own business. Stay on your own road. Keep your eyes on the road, that you can stay safe and get to your destination without looking and being distracted of where other people have gotten off track. It can get me off track too. So that was a message of insight that came from, connected with a real life experience that I had. Sometimes I have dreams of being in a school, like a huge university, like a stadium. And sometimes I'm a teacher, and sometimes I'm a student. So that tells me that I'm here in the school of life to always be learning and always be teaching. I can always be helping the next person, but I can always be learning from everyone too. Sometimes I've had dreams of adventure, like being on a tropical island or taking a vacation, or being involved with espionage or something kind of exciting. And I think that the dreams of vacationing might be giving me a break. Like right now, we can't really travel, but dreams could be attractive. Where would you like to go tonight? What if you were eager to travel? What if you said, hey, tonight I want to go to Tahiti? What if you set an intent in your dreams of where you want to go, and then watch in the morning or watch in the middle of the night if you get up to go to the bathroom or something. That's a good time to say, where was I just now? Because a lot of times we might not remember. But I think that we remember the more toward, we dream or have the rapid eye movement where dreams are accompanying us more toward the morning. So especially toward the early hours of the morning, look and see, where was I just now? But we can set that intent when we go to bed. Maybe I'd like to go to Tahiti tonight. Why not? What have you got to lose? If you set out that intent or that request, can I go here? Can I go there? We're really asking our subconscious, or some people say they're asking God or their higher power or the higher part of themselves, soul. Can I do this? Can I go here? I would like to go here. What would you like to dream tonight? And when I do remember those dreams, I do feel refreshed, like I got a change of scenery. I got new experience. I got new adventure. And if we're craving this right now, we could do this. That could be an outlet. That can be an escapism. Like when you're in prison, a lot of prisoners read books or learn to soul travel at that time so they can get out of their prisons. So we can do that. Dreams might also be for comfort. I've had hugs and seen loved ones in dreams. It gave me the comfort that perhaps I was missing in my waking life. Sometimes I get ideas. I'll get a specific name or word or number or something like that could be an answer for what I'm looking for, and how to teach better, how to coach better, how to market what I do better. Okay, I'm going to give 2 techniques to remember dreams, because some people say, oh, it's frustrating, I'm not even going to try to remember dreams. But remember, when you wake up, just see if you remember, just notice how you're feeling and even write that down. Write anything down that you can. Now, in the middle of the night, some people will take a voice-activated recorder, or perhaps on your phone. You know, on your phone, if you push, I just go to notes, and then I push the notes on my iPhone, and then I'll push the voice recorder thing, and I can speak into my phone, and then in the morning I can correct any spelling or anything, but at least I capture it that way. Sometimes I like to just write, even in the dark, I'll just grab a pen and I'll just write down a few key words that will trigger me back to what I'm remembering, whereas in the morning I wake up and I don't remember anything about this, but these key words told me that I was somewhere, or those key words might open up the memory then. So we can write down things as soon as or speak them into a recorder. But here's 2 techniques to remember, to develop your memory better, your sense of memory better. And this is simply develops your powers of observation. So the first technique is that when you go to bed, you can remember your day backward. Think what I did just before I turned out the light, or just before I closed my eyes, I turned out the light. And just before I turned out the light, I pulled up the covers. And just before I pulled up the covers, maybe I plumped my pillow. And just before I did that, I laid down. And just before that, I kicked off my bedroom shoes. And just before that, I walked over to the bed. And just before that, I used the restroom. And just before that, I had something to drink. And just before that, I watched a funny YouTube, or I read a book or something. So you'd go through your whole day backward. I was only able to do that once before I fell asleep, but it was fun. I was able to go through my whole day, all the way from the last thing to the first thing I did that day. This develops, however far you can go, develops your powers of observation and memory, so that when you wake up, you can say, what did I do just now? And you're more likely to observe it. Here's another trick to develop your powers of visual observation, so that you remember what you saw. And this is like, I have a window over here. Look out your window and I see bushes and plants and flowers that look like violets, lilacs coming up. And I see a window and a house and a road and lawn. And so now I look and see if I can lock in every detail of what I'm seeing. I see a limestone post because we're in Kansas. That's part of a fence. I see a blue sky. I see some telephone wires going over there. I see a limestone church. I see a garage with red tile, the white garage door, and brick, made of brick. So I lock in everything that I'm seeing, the colors, the shapes, everything. And then I turn away to a white piece of paper and I draw what I saw. I draw the things that I just noted and retained. After I draw it, I hold it up to the window and see how good was I at remembering and observing. How good was I at observing and locking in the details? So those 2 exercises, the laying down at night and moving backward in your day, and the drawing, seeing what you retain visually and drawing that exercise, are 2 ways to increase your powers of observation and memory to remember your dreams better. I think that's all that I have to share with you today. Let's see, any other dreams that I remember. Writing them down, adventure, comfort, learning. What about you guys? Welcome, Willie. Glad to see you. What about you guys? What do you think of dreams? Do you think they matter? Do you think they're imaginary? Do you think they're worth looking at, recording? And do you dream? How do you remember your dreams? Do you have any tips for remembering dreams? Drinking a lot of water, right? So that you have to get up and go to the bathroom in the night. That is a technique for remembering your dreams more. But remember that they come fleeting. So you might want to catch them real quick. But what tips do you have? Anybody have a dream to share? I shared a number of mine. When we share our dreams with other people, I think we're more likely to have them and remember them. And we're more likely to inspire other people to do that too. So that's why I like our visions to reality. Some people feel it's more real than here, that this is really the dream. We're dreaming that we're in this life, right? The dreams can, I think they exist on another level. Some people say the astral, causal, mental, spiritual levels, besides just this physical one. That we are beings, that we exist on all these levels at once. Just like the stars are always out, right? The stars are in the sky right now, but the sun prevents me from seeing them because the sun's too bright. And I think I exist. I exist and having adventures on many levels right now, but the physical one is so bright or grabs so much of my attention right now that I'm not aware of the other levels. Just like the sun is so bright that I am not aware of the stars. I cannot see the stars that are in the sky right now. And it's only when the sun goes down or my conscious mind goes to sleep am I aware of all the activity that's happening on the other levels right now. That's the way I view dreams. And David says, I've had some reoccurring dreams from childhood that I remember. Yep, they make a big impression on us. And what does that give you? Is there a message there, or is it just comfort, that, or why do you think that you're having the childhood dreams? And how do they make you feel? That's another tip, is how do you feel about those dreams? And welcome, Patrice. Guess what? I'm talking about dreams today. I know Patrice has studied somewhat of that. And Willie says to David, because our lives are repetitive on different levels. So dreams can be a symbol. They can be a real experience that we are having at that time. They could be a message. They could be a prophecy of the future. They could be problem solving. They could be advice. They could be insights. Welcome, Martishay. Follow Martishay too. He's an incredible speaker, and follow his live videos. Welcome, Kate. Glad to see everybody. Thank you for saying hi, because then I know you're there. Thank you for waving. And so just rounding up this video on dreams, some of you I know will be watching the replay, but what I just gave now was the benefit of dreams, like all the different roles that dreams play, 2 techniques for remembering dreams, and a bunch of examples of my own of the different kinds of dreams. So, and an encouragement at this time that when we have this time to do some introspection and inner work, that we might give our dreams a little bit of attention. And also dreams can be an outlet, Can't travel right now, can't go to Hawaii, but maybe you can have a dream about it. And when I wake up, I feel like I really, really was there. One time, these are real experiences. I feel the same as if I really had that experience in the physical. A lot of times all the emotions that were accompanying with there, whether I saw a person or traveled someplace. One time I had a dream that, one time I had a dream that a policeman pulled me over and gave me a speeding ticket. He was on a motorcycle because he said I was going too fast, or I was going too fast in life. And then that happened in the physical. And only later did I remember that I had that dream. So it was my inner self trying to warn me, right, to slow down, and I didn't heed the lesson. I think I just brushed it off, and then I had that experience in the physical. I really did get a ticket. Other times I've had car accidents, real car accidents, wake up, heart pounding, and I think, okay, I better be careful driving. I did not have those car accidents, but sometimes that can be a warning, or it can be a way to have that experience in a less expensive place, to one's life and limb or money, to have an experience in the dream state that doesn't need to work off karma in our dream state that doesn't need to happen in the physical. And Okater, Paul, welcome. And Patrice said, I just dreamed about a goat. First time trying to figure out the symbol of a goat. So I wonder what a goat means to you. For me, it means playful, because I like the Goat Kid videos, but what is it? We have to figure out, don't we? What does a goat mean to me? And we could ask that sometimes, is to take that contemplating, or say, what does it mean to me? And Willie, oftentimes dreams can be prophetic, and I spoke about that. Love to hear any examples you have. And Willie says premonitions. And David, some people are flying from what I hear. Yeah. How many people have flown in dreams? I haven't for a while. I think I'll ask for one of those. Can I have a dream about flying? Because those were so blissful, so ecstatic, and so freeing to know that I could just rise up, and be above things. I used to have dreams where I was fearful that people would see me flying and think I was weird or something. So then I would come back to the ground so that I wouldn't stand out or stick out. But then sometimes I didn't care and I just flew anyway. But how freeing that can be. I've seen the earth from way up there, and oh, how freeing that feels. I haven't done that for a while, so maybe I ought to ask again. Willie says astral projection, and David physically in planes. Some people are flying from what I hear. Oh, David meant flying in planes. People are flying now. Okay. David Roeder says dinner? Dinner? Oh, David Roeder says dinner. Oh, that's not what a goat, that's what a goat means to me. Well, you got my goat. Okay. Willie, as a child, I dreamed of my mother's death. Was that prophetic for you, Willie? How did you feel about that? So sometimes dreams can be a symbol rather than, it can be a prophecy, like my speeding ticket, but sometimes dreams can be a symbol of something, something that I need to let go of, or something I need to watch that I don't want to die, or something like that. So thank you for your examples. The goat. Patricia, David might eat your goat. They make good meat in parts of the world. People eat them, drink their milk, all that. Maybe I'll raise goats one day. My friend does here in Kansas. So let's see, what can I give you? I have some self-coach tools. If anybody feels stuck at this time, needs a vacation, taking a dream vacation could be one way, of getting something that you need at this time. It's hard to get another way, and you can ask for a dream of that. But also self-help tools. I'm going to put a link below for you to get my free, it's worth $247, but it's a free self-coach tools that I put together called Real Conversations that I've been teaching for over 20 years for people to move from problem to solution real fast by figuring out what they need and then how to meet that need in a good way. That's what's underneath all problems. All problems are a sign of an unmet need. I call it Real Conversations with Ourselves. It involves journaling, going through these 4 steps from observation to feeling to need to meeting that need in a healthy way. I'll put a link below so that you can get these tools. It consists of a radio interview audio that I did, and emails, and a chart where you can journal yourself through self-help at this time, from problem to solution in minutes. So that's what I teach. That's my life mission, is to help people with real conversations, and also be a teacher and a coach, and also help network marketers to make a better life for themselves at this time. I'll put that below. I do eat goat cheese and milk. So do I. Delicious. Tastes like cream cheese. The one that my neighbor lady makes, raw cream goat cheese. And David, one of my recurring dreams, I was Superman but couldn't fly more than 3 feet from the ground. So that's great that you can fly, David, because most people do not have flying dreams. So I think it represents leaving the ground, leaving this. Well, I'll ask you, what do you think that means? But I see it as a good thing, as a good sign that you did leave the ground. You did leave the limitation of the ground, and now you want to expand that to more than 3 feet, and you can do it. I see you growing all the time, David, and I know that you can do it. Willie says some people are visionaries. They dream of occurring future realities that manifest in the lives of others. And Mihai is here. Welcome. Yes, and one little warning about dreams. Thank you, Willie, for saying that. Some dreams are prophetic. Sometimes they prepare us for the future. And sometimes I know people that have been very instrumental in warning other people about events before they come to them. However, a lot of people don't believe them. And once in a while, those dreams are, in fact, often they're about me. They're about different aspects of myself. So maybe I don't know how to tell the difference. I haven't had prophetic dreams for other people. But we do have to be careful, not say, hey, I saw that you're going to get cancer and die, because that person could then believe it, and get cancer just from believing it. But the dreams that we have about others could be about different aspects of ourselves. Like my dream about my mother could be about my maternal self, my own inner parent, and how I feel about my own internal mother, my own internal. Sometimes she was critical, and so is my own inner critic, if I dream of her about that being critical, is that really me being critical of me? Or is she really somewhere else being critical of me now? I tend to think that it's me that I've internalized, the internal critic I've internalized being critical of me. So sometimes people, things, places can be symbols for different parts of our own inner landscape. So we have to be careful not to tell somebody else. That might be a message for me and not for somebody else sometimes. And Willie says, have you ever wondered why children often have dreams of falling? Yes, I have. What do you think, Willie? Is it a fear? Is it an insecurity? I used to have dreams. Have you ever had dreams of falling? I have, as a child, a recurring one where I would spin around and around and around and I would finally land. But when I would, it would be a landing that was soft and bouncy, and I never got hurt. But I could always knew the impact was coming, and it was always an impact like boing, boing. You know, I could feel it all, but it didn't hurt and I didn't die. I never died. And David has, we are born with two fears of falling and loud noise. Some people say if you see yourself land from falling in a dream, you actually die. If you land, so I guess my case is a little different. I landed, but without harm. Over and over, dozens of times I had that dream. Fears of loud noise and falling. Thank you for your comments. David, have you ever had a dream of falling or landing? And what's wrong with dying? You know, dying is the end of a cycle. If I do land and die and fall, or I've had many deaths in body-mind therapy. We used to say death of the ego is a fear that we have. Death of my control issues. Death of my lower self. You know, I do want those things to die. So maybe that could represent a death of the ego, of my pride, of the old cycle that I need to let go of to invite the new cycle in, like a forest fire that burns down so that the new, it can generate, that it can crack open the new pine cones and new trees can generate from that. So death always means the birth of something new right following it. So death is not bad. Death of yesterday, death of the old, death of things I need to let go of. Death's my little self. Not always bad. I mean, never bad. And Willie says, perhaps that's the reason I would awaken in fear. I appreciate all of your comments here, because we can learn from each other and we can keep the discussion going long after this live leaves. So love to hear your thoughts about dreams, tips, fears, flying. Are dreams a way to get over our fears? You know what? I had a dream with a man for 10 years. Frequent dreams where I had to set boundaries. It was in my waking life. I mean, in the dream life, this person was angry with me and yelled at me. And in my dream, for 10 years, I had to say, no, I'm not going to be yelled at. And I had to leave or ask him to leave. So for 10 years, I had dreams of setting boundaries with this person that got gentler over time. And we became more friendly over time and ended up working together in the dream. I've never had dreams with anybody for this long, or that consistency, or that much practice in the dream, setting a boundary and saying no. But it was like I was in a class or school. Maybe that was part of myself, that symbol, or maybe it really was with this person, a relationship got healed. Not sure. Maybe both. But the most important thing was I got practice in saying no. I got practice in saying boundaries, setting boundaries and self-esteem, and saying no to being yelled at. So I grew and I changed. That's what I got out of that dream, that I got this practice and I got better at that. And Willie says, perhaps, David says, every day I turn my will and life over to God, my old self dies. Exactly. And I hope this happens for me every day so that I get a little bit better every day. Death is not a bad thing. Willie says, mothers tend to envision catastrophes happening to their children often over long distance. Yeah, we fear that, right? We fear for our children. We want them to be safe. Gosh, another dream I could share. I guess they're coming memories. I have a spiritual teacher. I have his picture in a frame on my wall. In a dream, I saw him, only the picture in the frame was not a picture on a wall. That picture frame was really a window frame, and he was standing outside of my house. And I looked in his eyes and I trusted him. I trusted him spiritually to be my spiritual guide for answers, for what I needed to grow, to move ahead spiritually. I stood in that house. I was aware that the house was sealed off, and that the house, water began to rise in the house. It started pooling around my feet like I couldn't get out of the house, right? Water started rising in the house, first around my feet, my legs, my hips, my waist. And I knew that it would eventually keep coming up and go above my head, and that I wouldn't be able to breathe. There was no way out of the house, no way I could stop the water. The house was sealed. I kept looking at my spiritual guide's eyes. The water rose. It came up to indeed to my chest, to my face. I thought, okay, here it goes. I'm going to die, but I somehow accepted that and kept trusting and kept my focus. I kept my focus on my spiritual guide. The water came up, covered my face, covered my head, and guess what? I could still breathe. I was fine. The water didn't kill me. I kept my eyes on my spiritual guide through the window, which I think was symbolized by that picture frame. The message was, keep my focus, keep my spiritual focus, and everything will be fine. Now, I didn't die because I know that truly I can't die. I am soul. I believe I'm not just my body, and that something within me lives beyond my body. But I've almost forgotten what that was because I've been in this body so long. But I almost forget who I really am, that I live beyond my body. And that dream reminded me of that. Or else it reminded me that I didn't need to fear anything. I didn't need to fear the limitation. Maybe I didn't need to breathe like I thought I did. Or that the water couldn't harm me when I had a spiritual focus. Very powerful dream for me. I remember years ago. And Mihai says, if you need nothing to be happy, but please observe, you always need something to lose it. You always need something to lose it. Oh, if we could lose it. And David, can't lose something you don't have. We really have everything spiritually, don't we? But in the physical, we do need food, water, air, and all this. But spiritually, we don't. We're really above all of that, but we need to take care of our body while we're here, right? Willie says, our pets intuit our dream state. Yeah, awesome how they're wired. They sense our moods and conditions. Isn't that incredible? Yep, they can tell our emotions. The dogs can even smell if somebody's sick, and now they have dogs that can, that they've trained to sniff out cancer before the tests, physical tests, can even pick it up. But they are so intuitive, aren't they? A lot of times if people are sick, a cat will lay on your chest and purr, and like a healer for us. And Patrice says, I used to have dreams of breathing in water. Such a wonderful dream. Wow, that sounds like the freedom that we have, like the freedom to fly and be free of gravity, the freedom to breathe in water. Cool. How did that feel? And David, can't lose something I have. And these people are replying to me, hi, we cannot have a happiness we do not pretend. Ooh, thank you for all your thoughts. Now, I would like to invite you to further explore dreams or other feelings or needs that you have, or just to talk to somebody. I have opened up my Tuesday night class, which used to be a paying class, a paying coaching group that I have on Tuesday nights. I've opened this up for free now for everyone who wants to come on and talk, be heard, get understanding for what you're going through at this difficult time, whether it's worried about health or finances or relationships or anything. Anybody wants to come on and talk, it's open for free, Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll put the number below. You just call in. It's a group free conference call number. You just call in. And some people even want coaching or counseling, and the group might have ideas for that person. So it's been a beautiful, heart-opening class so far, and you're invited. And you can have this number and you can share it with other people who might like to come on the class too. Some people come on just for company, to learn from other people, to be heard, to get help. Any of those things apply. And it can be about business, careers, network marketing, relationships, communication, health, weight loss, spiritual fulfillment, dreams, problems during this coronavirus, communication problems with family, any of that. I am a coach and counselor for all of that stuff. Over 30 years now. That's why I'm so widely experienced, because it's been a long time that I've been helping people. And be glad to invite you on to that class. And I got used to it. And Willie, wonderful time with fantastic engagements. Topic. Yeah, this is a fantastic topic, huh? Mihai, what's the main ingredient of bread? I think Mihai has a long comment here, which I'll better let you guys read. Mark Alexander's watching. Hello, Mark. Welcome. Guess what? We're talking about dreams today. Purposes of dreams, how to remember, and people are giving examples of dreams. And I've been telling a lot of stories about dreams I've had that can provide insight, ideas, answers, comfort, adventure, learning, prophetic, can give advice, can give us insights into different parts of ourselves. And Patrice, I know the goat dream is important. Thanks for this. Loved hearing your dreams. I hope that these inspired other people to remember their dreams, to maybe to understand them. The best way that I understand a dream is not in a book, but to say, well, what does a symbol mean to me? And to sit and say, take it into contemplation, like a spiritual exercise where I can go within, look to whatever I look to spiritually, and ask my higher self, my guardian angel, a spiritual guide, God, higher power, or whatever that you look to. What does this dream mean to me? Especially if you were really moved by it or had a strong, emotional reaction or spiritual memory of it. If it really impacted you, what does this dream mean? And the answer might come right then. It might come later through another person, through something you just see on the internet, or just while you're going for a walk and doing dishes, the meaning might then pop into your mind. If we review our dreams about once a month and go back, and then we realize, hey, I do have adventures on other levels. I do dream. If we go back and remember, or now I see what this dream relates to. So if we go back and review them every so often, we can probably have more dreams, or probably remember more, because our attention's on that. So if you want to remember your dreams, you can get good at that, just like anything. Even if you don't remember dreams now, you could practice the 2 ways that I mentioned to remember your dreams better, and you can get better at it. It's a skill like anything, a talent like anything, that you can get better at. For these purposes, it can add another dimension to your life. It can make life easier. It can solve problems. It can, but even if you don't remember them, you still get the benefit of them. Seeing loved ones, bringing the comfort that way and other ways. And Willie says our higher self also communicates symbolically through dreams. Exactly. Stuff that I am too dense as a human, too stuck in my ways, too prideful, too narrow-minded for my higher power to get through and give me a message, might be able to get through dreams, because my logic mind is at rest then. So our dream self is much more open to truth or messages from the higher coming through at that time. That's right. And Mihai has a long message here that I won't read the whole thing, but I'll let you guys go back and read these. This has been a lively discussion. Thank you so much for joining in. I will post below my tools for your free self-help, the Real Conversations, free tools for you, including a chart, journaling exercises, and an audio to help you understand your needs behind any problem and how to meet that need in a healthy way. And then second, I will post the call-in number for Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, where you can call in and be heard, get help, or just join in and listen to people of what there could be anything on your mind, anything on your heart. Okay? Thanks for joining in. Let's keep this dream discussion going. I'm going to keep coming back and reading and responding. So open this up. Love if you can share it with people that might get benefit from it too and might like to join in, or even share in a Facebook group where other people could benefit from it too. And thank you for your likes and loves. I see them. Thank you so much, everybody. And I love you, and I'll see you next Saturday and Sunday. Every weekend, Saturday and Sunday at noon Eastern Time. And next Saturday anyway, Facebook Live here. Next Saturday, I'm going to be answering some questions that some of you have sent in. One of them is specifically about, one person specifically about network marketing. He asks, should I be in 2 companies at the same time? Should I keep a full-time job? Which company should I choose? And so I had advice for him. I'm going to share those with you next Saturday. Saturdays usually I take about business, and Sunday usually I take about everything else, life concerns, spiritual, and all that. So Saturday and Sunday, Ask Bess show, noon Eastern Time here at Facebook Live. It's where you can ask a question on the show, or you can private message me like this person did, and it's anonymous, and I can respond to the questions anonymously on the show. And other people can respond too. You can get other people's input. And So Mihai again says, the root of questions is seed with which we're aware of the tree. And I'm going to leave Mihai's to you. They're deep. Mihai always leaves deep thoughts, and let you guys contemplate those. Thank you for being here. See you next Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you more in the comments below. Thank you for being here, and love to hear how this goes for you with your dreams. Everybody take care. Bye-bye.